go to Facebook.
Did you see that Meredith Salinger tweeted back at me?
Yeah, I just saw that on Facebook, like right now. That's pretty cool.
I know. I hate Twitter
Let's see.
the way even like all pretty much all social media has like completely messed up your timeline to where none of the new stuff shows up. It's all like out of order.
Yeah, Facebook's really bad about it. Super Mario Sunshine for the GameCube.
Itchy.
I got a good feeling about tonight's show. I think it's going to be one of our better
man.
ones in a while.
We got a lot of news.
A lot of news, some good gaming history. Hopefully I don't butcher the review. I got a good night's sleep last night, so I'm actually like
nice.
more energetic than I usually am.
I wish I could say the same. I haven't slept worth a shit in about 2 weeks now.
Well, I had most of the day off today, so I was able to sleep in. Like, I had to come in and run this event, but I didn't have to get here until like 4:30.
Oh, that's not bad.
Which isn't too bad. Yeah, so
put my glasses
got
on.
Got my show edited, and that was really the only productive thing I did today. Let's see.
I played some Animal Crossing.
This on my page.
I've done.
I noticed that like
productive.
every time I turn my Switch on, it's like JayFunktastic playing Animal Crossing.
Man, I gotta check my turnips, man. See if I can make some money. I only got like $1 million more, and I'll be able to pay my house off. And then I don't know what happens after that.
See, I'm gonna wait until everyone's starting to get out of it before I finally get it, and then no one will play with me.
Yeah, that's how it usually is for me too. Like I finally get into something, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's old news."
No one plays Animal Crossing anymore.
I'll just, whenever you do, I'll just log in and leave my island open so you can just get everything you need. I'll just leave it all for you. Like, just raid my island.
I thought you were gonna say you would log off.
No. I would just leave it on. Just indefinitely. Like, just go to my island, just get everything you need.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like we're doing good. We got got a good strong stream going, so I think we're good.
Good. Let's see. And I'm coming in okay?
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay, cool. I know our Wi-Fi can be spotty here at times, so
that's all right. I mean, it's you jump a little bit every couple of words, but it's not bad.
Okay.
Get all my levels right. All right. Had to do a little bit more cleanup on my desktop the other day. It was running freaking slow again.
I got to do the same thing this weekend because it was a struggle even editing the audio version of my show. Because it was just running really slow. So I got to move some stuff off of it.
Yeah.
I might do that once I get home. I might just plug up my external, find a bunch of stuff to move over to it and just let it go through the night.
Yeah. I'm thinking about I'm saving money now. So I'm thinking like maybe in a year or so, when they have the new iMacs come out with the proprietary chips in them because they're not using AMD anymore, I may get a new iMac next year.
That's not a bad idea. We've got the actual real big wall in the chat.
He's here. He's here.
Darn Max.
Uh-huh.
He and I have an epic matchup in a couple of hours.
I know,
so
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Pulling a Well, I can use this term since I'm at work. I'm pulling a double header for podcasting tonight.
All right, well, I'm good to go if you are. I've got everything pulled up. All my levels are good. I'm good to go.
Yep. I'm all set.
All right, here we go in 3, 2, 1. Do you like the show and you want to help support us? Do you want us to stay ad-free? Do you want extra episodes every month? Of course you do. Then head over to patreon.com/nerdcaveretro and become a Patreon supporter of this very show. Greetings, programs, and welcome back to another edition of the Nerd Cave Retro Show. My name is Jason Robbins.
And my name is Derek Diamond.
So you are back in the Blue Wahoo Stadium this evening. I see.
Yeah, I'm coming to you via a not so undisclosed location. So yeah, I'm here. We've got an event going on that's wrapping up, but nothing that really needs my attention anymore. So figured why not just bring the laptop in and do the show from here again. So
Fantastic.
here I am.
And later tonight, if you're watching this live, head over to what's his YouTube channel name? Well, actually, just keep an eye out on at Derek_Diamond's Twitter page, and he'll put it up there where he and the official fact checker Wallace Phelps will be doing another round of wrestling trivia tonight after Nerd Cave Retro.
For the big gold belt.
Yeah, Sergeant Sketch says in the chat room, what exactly is a wahoo?
A wahoo is a type of fish, but funny enough, it is not local to Pensacola. So why we are called the Blue Wahoos?
Why would it be?
I'm not entirely sure.
Well, at least you're not. At least you're not called the Shuckers like Biloxi, and then your logo looks like a sideways vagina with googly eyes.
You have no idea the jokes that we've made off of that logo.
I'm sure.
But I mean, that's kind of a thing for minor league baseball, is that they have weird names. Like you have in Texas, you have a team called the Sod Poodles, and over in Jacksonville, you have the Jumbo Shrimp. So it's known for weird names. But it's weird because you think Blue Wahoos, and you're like, oh, it's kind of a weird name, but it's like it's kind of tame compared to other names.
Dude, Wally just wrote in the chat room like the Utah Jizz. I think he meant to write jazz. I think the official fact checker needs to do some spell check before he types in the chat room the Utah Jizz. That's so gross. Well, there's the R-rated tag for the show. Thanks, Wally. And it's still, he said, no, I meant jizz. It's still jizz.
We are earning that red E tonight on iTunes.
Well, we can't spend too much time on the beginning because we have a ton of news to get to tonight. So I do want to say, before we go into everything, man, if you're not a part of the Nerd Cave Retro community that is blowing up on our Discord server, we have a great community of people that are starting to really gather around this show, and I'm so proud. This is the community I've been wanting to build for years, and it's finally starting to happen. So we'll have Derek tweet out the Discord link so you can be a part of the Nerd Cave Retro Discord. And yeah, if you want to be a part of a community where it doesn't matter if you're black or white, or if you're, whatever your sexual orientation or religious orientation or political affiliation, everyone is welcome in the Nerd Cave community. So please join us.
Yes.
But let's get to the news, man. We've got a ton.
Yes, we do.
This first one is from RetroDodo.com. Lego Super Mario sets revealed, including Bowser's Castle. Um, it teased us with their basic set a few months ago, which just so happened to pre-order, but now they've revealed everything and it's too much to handle. You've got the Adventures with Mario starter course and for $59.99, Guarded Fortress expansion set. Let's see, Womp's Lava Trouble, Piranha Plant Power, Boomer Bill Barrage expansion set, Mario House and Yoshi expansion, Toad's Treasure Hunt, Bowser's Castle Boss Battle expansion set, Thwomp Drop expansion set, King Boo and the Haunted Yard expansion set, Fire Mario Power Up Pack, Propeller Mario Power Up Pack, Cat Mario Power Up Pack, and it goes on and on. So if you're a Lego enthusiast and a Nintendo enthusiast, get ready to be poor.
You know all that money I've been saving up the last few months?
Yeah.
It's about to all go away.
Yeah. Dude, this
Because
Bowser set looks awesome.
I want all of these.
All of it. I want every single bit of this. Dude, but that Bowser's Castle looks so cool.
It does. I even like the little Mario house because it comes with a Yoshi too.
Yeah.
That in itself is really cool. But no, I'm gonna end up probably getting all of these.
Dude,
I mean, it just has to happen.
This Bullet Bill set looks cool too. It's even got a Shy Guy
I even like the
with
little
it.
I even like the little Fire Mario
Yeah.
accessory because it's literally just the white hat and the white overalls, but they show a picture of what he'll look like and it looks really cool.
Oh, these are so cool. Man, why do they want all my money? I like to have money, but they want all of it. So that I don't know. No. You can't have all my money, Lego.
It says here that they launch on August 1st of this year.
Stop. Just stop.
That's only like a month away.
Sergeant Sketch, go check out all of the Lego sets now. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised.
Actually, I would recommend that you don't, just because you're going to want to spend all of your money.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. But moving on to NintendoLife.com, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer is out on the Switch. It's also got the launch trailer included with the article.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this actually a while back, but it's available on the Switch for $14.99, which is not a bad deal, if I do say so myself. It was released, actually, if you're listening to this live, it was released yesterday. So, yeah, go out on the Switch and get your copy of Episode 1 Racer.
Yeah, it was actually...
I would highly recommend it.
One of the better racers for the N64, and I'm pretty sure with the dual analog sticks, it's going to be much better on the Switch. So I may end up picking this up this weekend.
Yeah, I'll definitely get it at some point, too. Because I haven't played it since the N64 days. So it's,
it's very, very good.
It's got to happen. Yeah.
And from ESPN.com, here we go with old Billy Mitchell, the hot sauce king himself.
By the way, I don't want to cut you off, but how often is it that we read an article from ESPN?
Oh, yeah. This is the very first one and probably the last. But Billy Mitchell, the man referred to by many as the bad boy of retro gaming, has been given his world records back. Mitchell, the star of 2007 documentary King of Kong and holder of many retro video game world records, including Pac-Man and Donkey Kong, saw his reputation tarnished and his gaming achievements between 1982 and 2010 stripped from the video game record books, most famously from the Guinness Book, back in April of 2018. He was accused of cheating, including using an emulator to achieve his records instead of an authentic arcade machines. So this goes through, we've talked about all this before. So basically what happened was he basically threatened to sue the Guinness Book of World Records. And honestly, I think they didn't even want to have to deal with it. So they just reinstated his records. Because when you really think about it, like the Guinness Book of World Records, they don't really care. They just care about the money. Like you pay for them to come and like I'm gonna eat 50 lemons, and then you pay them to come there. You eat your 50 lemons and they're like, okay, that's a world record, and then you get in the record book. So that's about the extent of it. All they care about is money. So I think really they just didn't want to deal with a lawsuit with Billy Mitchell, because he's basically just going sue happy the last couple of months. So that's pretty much all I think this is.
Well, and it's easier than racking up court fees and all that
Yeah.
type of stuff. So
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, it's kind of whatever to me, to be perfectly honest. Like, I, not to sound indifferent, but I am indifferent about this whole thing. I mean, I know that in that documentary, Billy Mitchell came off as kind of a sleaze bag,
Yeah.
but I
Well, when
mean,
you have a glorious mullet like that, I mean, you can't help but come
that is
off as the
true.
villain. Only a villain would have a
That
haircut
is
like
true.
that.
That is true. He's like a different version of Hans Gruber, but with better hair. At least I like to
Sergeant
think so.
Sketch said, "Oh, my dad and stepmom just claimed their Powerball jackpot winnings today. Maybe I'll be able to afford these now." Looking at the Lego sets.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
pretty much. You'll need to win the Powerball to get them all. But hey, you don't have to get them all at once. Just put a couple of them layaway.
By the time I would spend
Oh,
Powerball, I could have bought the sets anyway.
yeah. Something happened with your microphone there for a second. I don't know what happened.
I hit the cable.
Oh,
It's a very fragile cable, so
okay.
technology has not been kind to me
Hmm.
today.
I know you're gonna like this
All
next
right,
story.
so I've been waiting to talk about this ever since it was announced. So it was allegedly leaked that there would be a new Crash Bandicoot game, and it was officially announced that Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. No, that's me not saying it's about time that the game's coming out. That's the actual subtitle, which I think is kind of cool. This is from Polygon.com. Crash Bandicoot 4 is on its way at last. It's been 22 years since Crash Bandicoot Warped, the third entry in the original Crash trilogy, and 10 years since the last original Crash game. In other words, Crash fans have been waiting a long time for today's news. Toys for Bob has a new Crash Bandicoot game in the works, fittingly titled Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time. So the Crash remastered trilogy came out a couple of years ago and sold really well. So I think it was really only a matter of time before this was announced. The cool thing is it's going back to that same style of gameplay. Like, it's
Hmm.
completely ignoring the PS2 era and games, after that came out, because there were a few Crash games, but they tried a different formula and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
So they're going back to the traditional type of platformer with a couple of new power ups. I don't know if you watched the trailer for it, but
No, I never.
it
I
it
haven't
looks
watched it
fun.
yet. I was thinking too. Like even back when you did the review for the Insane trilogy, even I think it was even you that said that. Like I think that was them, like kind of dipping their toe in the water to see if there was still interest for Crash Bandicoot, and it maybe it sold it well
Mm-hmm.
enough that they were just like, all right, well we're gonna go ahead with part four.
So, story wise, it says here it will involve Neo Cortex, who's been the primary villain of the series, Dr. Entropy, who was introduced in the third game. He was the inventor of a time machine that you used, and Uka Uka, who's the twin brother of Aku Aku, ripping a hole in the fabric of space time in order to escape from their remote planet. Coco and Crash will push back against that villainy with the help of 4 new quantum masks. These are the guardians of the universe. They're going to be able to restore balance to this multiverse, fractured time that's now taking place in this universe. So there's a cool screenshot on the article where Crash essentially has a new suit where you can walk on ceilings. I think it's almost
Yeah,
like an anti-gravity suit, which I think could, if it's a somewhat regular tool that you can use, I think can add a cool new dynamic to the Crash formula. So
yeah,
I'm personally excited for it. I had fun going back, and I've mentioned it before. I don't consider Crash to be on the level of a Mario or a Sonic by any stretch, but they're still fun games.
Yeah.
And this comes out in October of this year, so I'll definitely be picking it up. It was announced for PS4 and Xbox One. No announcement for the
Hmm.
Switch yet. I imagine that will happen, and if it does, then I it's not going to be a day one purchase for me because if it's not announced for the Switch, then I think it will come out for it at some point. So
Yeah, I mean, this is the
I'll
kind of
wait for
game
that.
that's tailor made for the Switch. I don't know why. I mean, I know it's a Sony property, but they'll make more money by putting it on the Switch too.
Yeah. Well, not to get too off topic, but it mentioned multiverse. Did you hear the announcement about Michael Keaton?
Yes, I did. I'm so happy about that.
I am too.
And maybe this will
If
lead
it
to maybe a Dark Knight Returns, an actual Dark
Oh
Knight
my god,
Returns.
don't tease me with that.
or even Batman Beyond. Like if he was the older
That's what
Bruce
I was
Wayne.
thinking.
Oh, dude, like be still my beating heart. I would love that.
Yeah, either one I would be more than okay with.
Yeah. This next story is actually came to us on Nerd Cave Retro at gmail.com by Carlos, aka I am the Rampage, in the chat room. Cobra Kai's
Rampage.
Rampage. Cobra Kai's third season to show no mercy on Netflix. Let it be known that Netflix shows no mercy when it comes to scooping up the exclusive rights to an in-demand entertainment for their forever growing platform. It has been announced that Netflix will now be the official home of Cobra Kai, YouTube's uber popular scripted series based on the characters from the Karate Kid film series. In addition to the exclusive rights to season 3, they will have access on a non exclusive basis to the first 2 seasons of the show for fans to enjoy. Seasons 1 and 2 will make their Netflix bow this year with an all new season to follow. Dude, if as anybody out there that has not seen Cobra Kai season 1 and 2, I mean, I literally subscribed to YouTube Red twice just to watch the seasons when they dropped, and they are so much. They're like the Sonic movie. Like you don't think it's gonna be any good. I was watching just for the sheer like I'm going to watch this dumpster fire because I loved the Karate Kid as a kid, but it turned out to be good. Like insanely good.
To tell you how good this show is, so I rarely, if ever, binge shows. I binged both seasons
Mm-hmm.
when they came out. Like it was that good, and it just adds so much to the lore of the Karate Kid. It's like you said, you'd think that it wouldn't be any good, and it's still got a little bit of that, 80s over the top feel to it, but it's like just enough with enough modern day stuff mixed in to make it really good. I cannot wait for this. I am going to probably binge season 3 when it comes out.
Yeah, me too.
I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm starting to think Sergeant Sketch was
It's going to
telling the truth about his parents winning the lottery. If he did, like, dude, hit us up on Patreon for like $1,000 a month. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it says sadly after taxes they'll only be left with a paltry 5-ish million.
Yeah, no, just a little bit.
Yeah,
But yeah,
only
if
5 million.
there's anybody out there, if you anybody listening to this, if you have not seen Cobra Kai, it is so much better than you think it's gonna be. Like it's ridiculously good.
To me, it's better than any of the sequel Karate Kid movies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Like I would put it
absolutely.
on par with the original one.
Yeah, like you don't even need to know that. Like maybe part two. Like, but any of the other ones, you can pretty much just they don't exist. Like this is
Yeah.
direct. Like takes place like years after part two. Like the events of part two directly affect these shows. So yeah,
Yeah, that's true. I forgot they showed the flashbacks of I remember the
yeah.
beginning of part 2. They flash back to, so.
This next story is
But
so
our last
weird.
story
It's so weird.
Yeah, I know. This comes to us from techspot.com. Researchers still don't know why this Atari 2600 game works. Let's see. In a nutshell, video game historians and digital archaeologists are increasingly digging up, no pun intended, old Atari games and delving into their code for clues on how titles were made given the hardware limitations of the day. One game, Entombed, is particularly noteworthy as it has stumped researchers thus far. Launched on the Atari 2600 in 1982, it tasked players with traversing down a continuous vertically scrolling maze while trying to dodge enemies. Since early game cartridges didn't have a wealth of memory to store static maze designs, the developer relied on a technique that would procedurally generate the maze, that is, build it on the fly. So let's see. The publication notes the game needs to decide as it draws each new square of the maze to draw a wall or a space for the game characters to move around. Each square should therefore be a wall or no wall, excuse me, 1 or 0 in computer bits. The game's algorithm decides this automatically by analyzing a section of the maze. It uses a 5 square tile that looks like a Tetris piece. This tile determines the nature of the next square in each row. That's pretty mind blowing when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, thinking about like the actual amount of memory that were on those cartridges. But here's the weird thing. The tricky bit, it says the tricky bit is that nobody can seem to figure out how it was made. So do they not know who programmed this game? Let's see, it says the
I don't
basic
know.
maze generating routine had been partially written by a stoner who had left. I contacted him to try and understand what the maze generating algorithm did. He told me it came upon him when he was drunk and whacked out of his brain. He coded it up in assembly overnight before he passed out, but now could not for the life of him remember how the algorithm worked. It says studying
That's
old video
amazing.
game code could be immensely useful for modern day developers, especially those working on VR and other resource limited platforms. It's just weird, like this. Basically, you have an Atari 2600 game that can build a maze on the fly. The dude that wrote it was drunk and high and has no idea how he made basically a primitive AI for the Atari 2600 and has no idea how he did it.
Leave it to the human race to come up with something revolutionary while you're drunk and high and have no clue how you did it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what to say to that. It's just like, really? Like, you made this weird thing for the Atari 2600 that nobody to this day knows how it works. And the guy that did it's just like, oh, I don't know, I was drunk. Like, really? Okay.
That's that's great.
It's awesome.
That's fantastic.
All right, well, it looks like we need to go ahead and move into this month in video game history. In June of 1981, Ultima is released for the Apple II, beginning a successful computer role playing game series. I would say so, since they made like 80 of them.
Only 80?
Yeah, like 80, 81, somewhere around there.
Yeah, they release like I think one every quarter per year.
Huh. Hey, Sergeant Sketch says, if they are kind enough to bestow upon me a fair chunk of change, I'll definitely make sure you have enough on Patreon to do extra episodes for the rest of the year. Awesome.
Sweet.
Speaking of the extra episodes, we're going to be recording that this Sunday, so you Patreon people are going to get it first.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm kind of looking forward to it. No, I'm actually looking forward
It's
to
going to
it.
be really fun. We always have a good time when we
Yeah.
do the weird movies we haven't seen.
Yeah. No, the commentary tracks are great. Let's see. June 14th of 1983, Nintendo releases Mario Brothers, which features the first appearance of Mario's brother, Luigi.
Was he named Luigi then? I don't remember. I don't know if they named him. Did they
I
name
do
him
not
Luigi for
know.
this game? Um,
That's skimming through this article real quick.
yeah. So I
I
guess
mean, it
this
doesn't
is the.
mention him by any other name.
Yeah, I guess so. Because I thought they didn't
Yeah.
actually name him Luigi until Super Mario Brothers. Yeah,
I
maybe.
have
I
no
don't know.
clue. I mean, I only briefly played the old Mario Brothers arcade game.
Yeah, I did too at the old Del Champs. Let's see. June 5th of 1989, Bullfrog releases Populous, one of the first commercially successful God games. I actually have this on the Super Nintendo, and I have attempted to play it a few times and have no idea what I'm doing, so I need to download a manual.
I had no clue this was for the SNES.
Yeah, they put one out for it.
Oh, the
And I
more you
love these
know.
type of games, the God games basically, like any kind of sim
Hmm.
game, but there's so much going on like I have no clue how to play it, so I need to download a manual.
Yeah, I loved going back and playing the old SimCity game for Super Nintendo when I reviewed it.
Yeah. I still want
Because
to
I
play
remember I
that.
would just like I built.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that I loved like building my city and then I would just kind of leave it running
Yeah.
just to see what would happen.
I want to get that ROM for the Sim City on the original NES and see what that looks like.
Yeah. But because I haven't talked about this character enough on the show recently, on June 23rd, 1991, Sega releases Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis, which later becomes the pack-in game and defining title for the console. It introduces the eponymous character who would go on to be Sega's mascot. Sega also releases a version of the game for the Master System and Game Gear.
And went on to be
I,
one of
I'm,
the
I
best
don't.
movies of this year.
I'll be honest. Like it right now, it's my favorite movie of 2020.
Me too.
Granted, I haven't seen a ton of movies that have come out this year. I think I've only seen Sonic, Onward, and Bad Education. I mean, all three of those are good movies, but I know there's just something, and I think it's because I just had such low expectations for the movie, and I was so
Absolutely.
surprised by it.
Hmm.
But it's a fun movie to just go back and even watch like little portions of it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy because I feel like they would have saved the movie for next year because next year is the 30-year anniversary of the
Yeah, I know.
character.
I don't know. I'm glad they released it
But
when they did, though.
yeah, yeah, it's got me thinking because we're playing it here at the stadium on Saturday for our movie night, and it's got me thinking again about what I would do for a sequel, which
Oh
I
yeah.
could probably do a whole podcast based off of that, but I won't take up too much time here. But I mean, it all started with this game that came out in June of actually yesterday was the 29-year anniversary
Yes, it was.
of this game. And I mean, and I think all the sequels are honestly better, but they all got to start somewhere,
Oh yeah.
and they started with this game. So it's one of the most, to me, historically significant games of
Oh,
all time.
oh yeah. I mean, Sega may not be the powerhouse that Nintendo is, but Sonic is still one of the most recognizable video game characters ever. So they hit the nail on the head with that.
Hmm.
Let's see. June 6th of 1993, Electronic Arts releases Syndicate for the PC. I do not remember Syndicate.
I dig that box art though.
Yeah, it looks weird. It's almost like the Matrix.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It just needs the code.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. Yeah, it was actually, according to this, it was released for MS DOS, Amiga, Mac, the Genesis, Super Nintendo, Atari Jaguar, the NEC PC 9801, Sega CD, and PSP.
I do
It was
not
released on the
remember this.
PSP in 2007.
Yeah, this says the Super Nintendo, but I don't remember this at all. That might be
No, I'd
something I
never
have to
heard of
look
this
out
game
for.
until I was doing the gaming history segments.
Hmm.
Have to look that up.
Yeah.
On June 14th, 1994, Nintendo releases Donkey Kong 94 for the Game Boy in Japan, one of my probably top 5 favorite Game Boy games of all time. It featured remakes of the first 4 stages of the original arcade game, plus adding 96 puzzle based levels. Mario is much more versatile in this version as he can backflip, handstand, and spin on wires. It received critical acclaim and became a Game Boy fan favorite and classic. I actually never thought about it because in Mario 64, how you can do flips and somersaults and all that stuff. I
Hmm.
want to say all that originated from this game.
Yeah, I never played this.
I think you would like it. It's literally you go through the original levels from the arcade, and at the end, whenever Donkey Kong falls from the building and you're
Hmm.
reunited with Pauline and everything, well, he
Yeah.
jumps back up and then grabs Pauline again, and you essentially chase him until you get to uh, Donkey Kong's tower at the
Hmm.
very end of the game, and you fight this giant version of Donkey Kong. It's really cool.
You ever wonder why Donkey Kong didn't become the major villain for Mario? Like, why is Bowser the major villain for Mario and not Donkey Kong?
I don't know. I know they made Mario versus Donkey Kong games, I think, for the DS, where it's more like a friendly rivalry. But yeah, that's an interesting point. Why who came up with Bowser and why did he replace Donkey Kong as the villain?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Let's see. June 22nd of 1996, id Software releases Quake for MS DOS. Quake was one of those games I never got to play.
Really?
Yeah, I never got to play Quake. I know a lot of people were into it though.
I remember it being a big thing back then. And it was also available for Sega Saturn, N64, the Linux, and Microsoft Windows.
Yeah.
But I remember it being like I want to say is the successor to ID Software's Doom series. I remember it being relevant, a little bit after Doom.
Hmm.
But I never got into that PC era of gaming.
Yeah. I mean, I was PC gaming at this time, but I just never got. I don't know. Just Quake was one of those ones that just passed me up. I'd love to go
Yeah.
back and try it out because a lot of people who were gaming around that time, like Quake, was just the thing. It was the halo
Hmm.
of its time.
And to close us out for this month in video game history, on June 28th, 1999, Pokemon Pinball is released for Game Boy Color in North America. The thing I remember about this game is that it had a very odd-shaped cartridge, but it was a really fun game. It's essentially Pokemon themed pinball. And who doesn't
Nah.
like pinball?
Oh yeah, I love pinball.
It was a fun game. I didn't play it a ton, but I did have it, and it was fun.
Yeah. Well, before we go into our review for tonight, Derek's got some shout outs, and then actually, I have something to give away tonight. So get your trivia hats on. And Derek, take it away with the shout outs.
So, as always, we like to give a shout out to our awesome patrons over at patreon.com/nerdcaveretro. We want to shout out Armez Jackson, Axeblade07, Daniel Salmon, John Jekyll, aka Mixmaster, Carlos Longoria, Sergeant Sketch, and Randy Bailey. Thank you guys for your awesome contributions. And because we are back at the $50 level, we will be recording a commentary track. As Jason mentioned, we're going to be doing that this Sunday. We'll be watching Double Dragon, which I have not seen in a very long time. And I'm going to take the Jason Robbins approach, and I'm going in completely cold. I'm not doing what I did with Mario
Yeah.
Brothers and watching it again.
You're not watching that
So
one twice.
I'm, but no, I'm super excited for it, and it's all thanks to you guys. And if you want to be a part of our awesome Patreon, head over to patreon.com/nerdcaveretro.
And our buddy Axeblade07 has given me a code to give to a lucky winner. It's for Game Ground. It's a game called Game Ground. for the Sega Ages Classic for the Switch. It was in the Humble Bundle. So if you would like to win Gain Ground, I have a question for you guys. And first person to type it into the chat will win. And this is a Ninja Gaiden question. It's a two-part question. How many acts and how many levels are in the original Ninja Gaiden? So how
I
many
actually don't know the
levels
answer to that question.
and how many acts are in the original Ninja Gaiden? Real Big Wall, you are going to be watching it on Amazon, which I will be giving you the rental fee to watch Double Dragon.
I cannot wait.
I don't think anybody knows
Commentary
the
tracks
answer.
are always fun.
And if you don't know the answer, I will figure out another way to give out the prize. But Ninja Gaiden is still one of my favorite games of all time, and I've been watching religiously Arcus on Twitch try to get the new world record. He's been at it for about 2 straight months now, trying to break his world record of 11 minutes 38 seconds. He's trying to get 11 minutes 37 seconds. Sergeant Sketch, wrong. Rampage 18, no sir. Sai 14, no sir. You're all wrong. You're all wrong.
That is a heck of a trivia question because I have no clue what it is.
So should I go with the closest? It's actually
Yes.
It's 2 numbers. So Rampage, you're the closest. Sergeant Sketch actually is at this point he is the closest. Let's see. Rampage said 18 levels. You're pretty close, Sergeant Sketch. You do have the right amount of acts. There were 6 acts, but how many levels? So Sergeant Sketch, if you get the right amount of levels, you win. No, Rampage.
Some more activity in the chat.
You're close. I know this is great radio for people listening on the podcast, but that's why you should come watch us when we're on Twitch, so you can win video game stuff. So I tell you what,
shows are more fun in general live.
Yeah. Nope, Wally, you're not. You're pretty close. Yes. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure. Let's see. I'm just gonna go ahead and because nobody's getting it, so I'm just going to say there are 20 levels with 6 acts. So I'm going to yeah, real big wall, 78 levels and 1,000 acts. Sure. So who would you say was the closest out of that? So Rampage said 6 and 18. Well, I guess he would be the closest then, because he said six stages and 3 acts. So I think Rampage wins it. So he was the closest. Sorry, Sergeant Sketch. I would have given it to you, but you said 14 and 6. So I'm gonna let Rampage have this one, and I will get that to you as soon as we're done with the show here. So Derek, we're gonna go ahead and go into the review for tonight, and here is your music.
I never want that music to stop. That's good stuff. So, speaking of Patreon, little segue here. They actually chose my review for this week. So, shout out to our awesome patrons for it was actually a tie between this and Crash Bandicoot, but Mario Sunshine got the first vote, so I used that normally as the tiebreaker. So for this week, I will be reviewing what I honestly think is an underrated game in the Mario franchise, and that is Super Mario Sunshine. It is a 2002 3D platform game developed and published by Nintendo for the GameCube. It was the second 3D platformer in the Mario series following Super Mario 64. So after Mario 64 came out, and obviously it was a huge success, and people call it one of the greatest games, period, of all time. So how do you follow that up? And I know there were other sequels in development for this game that were ultimately canceled, and then we wound up with Mario Sunshine. Now,
Uh oh. We got a frozen Derek on our hands. Come on.
hello.
Hey, there you are. You froze for a second.
Oh, like I said, spotty Wi-Fi here at work. So what was the last thing you heard me say?
You were just talking about. Actually, I don't remember now. you were you were talking about all the different games that were basically they were in development but didn't get made, and then this came out.
Okay, so Luigi's Mansion was a launch title for the GameCube, where Luigi used essentially an accessory, the vacuum cleaner that sucked up all the ghosts. Well, Mario does the same thing with the Flood, which is the acronym for the Flash Liquidizer Ultra Dousing Device. And it's actually built by the same professor who built the vacuum cleaner for Luigi. So the game takes place on the tropical Isle Delfino, where Mario, Toadsworth, Princess Peach, and five toads are taking a vacation. A villain resembling Mario, known as Shadow Mario, vandalizes the island with graffiti, and Mario gets blamed for the mess. So he's ordered to use Flood to clean up Isle Delfino. And from there, it goes into your typical Mario platforming style where you go through different levels, but instead of collecting stars, you collect these giant sun trophies called shines. And the more you collect, the brighter the island gets because it's essentially cast in darkness. The more you collect, sun starts to come out, and you get, I can't remember what it is you get because I haven't completed the game in forever. I forgot what you get after you get 120 shine sprites, but essentially what you do is you go through and you collect them and you advance to different levels, very similar to Mario 64.
Yeah.
Now there is one little nitpicky thing that I have with this game, and it's not really that big of an issue. It's just me being a little nitpicky about the style of game. So, what I love about Mario 64 and what I loved about Mario Odyssey is the variety. Go to the bomb battlefield, a world that then you would go to, like a lava world or a world in the sky. With this taking place in a specific location on a tropical island, all the levels have a tropical island feel to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like they have a slightly different coat of paint.
Yeah.
There's a couple of different varieties. So I know there's one where you go into a hotel and you essentially become a ghost exterminator, which I think is kind of funny because it's a little bit of a
Uh oh. Come on,
this
Twitch. Yeah,
my
you were getting kind of choppy there for a second.
okay. Let me do this. Let me switch to the a different Wi-Fi that we have, and
Okay.
that might be a little bit better.
Okay.
All right, stand by.
You've never played Mario Sunshine Rampage? That needs to be rectified, my friend. It's actually really good. I have it for the GameCube. Um, it had been years since I played it, but I actually played it not too long ago on the GameCube. Just kind of busted it out and was playing it for a bit. My girlfriend was playing it, and I had to help her get past a couple of levels. So, and it holds up like really well. And I actually got a real kind of like a. It gave me a real Odyssey vibe.
All right, I should
Yeah.
be back.
Okay. Yeah. Rampage was saying that he has never played Mario Sunshine, and I actually have it for the GameCube, and played it again for the first time in like 15 years, about a month or two ago, and I got some real Odyssey vibes out of that game.
Well, I think what it is that with Odyssey, you added Cappy, so it added that little extra layer from the Mario 64 formula.
Yeah.
So Flood, I think, does that with this. Now, what's
Uh oh. Again? Oh,
am I
Discord.
still, what happened?
Oh, you cut out again for a second. That's okay.
Okay. Well, we'll just keep.
Come on, internet. You're killing me.
Oh, jeez.
I think you're just getting like a. You were fine there for a while. I think you're just getting a hiccup in the internet or something.
Okay. So, where was I? Oh yeah. So, you know how, for example, in Mario 64, you have like 7 or 8 different stars you can collect where you complete different objectives in different worlds. It's the same with Sunshine. And there's one that you do in each world. It's called like the objective's called the secret of whatever the objective is. And you go to this, I don't know if alternate dimensions the right word, but you go to like this hidden area where Shadow Mario steals the flood. So you have to collect the sprite using old school like platforming tactics,
Yeah.
which I really enjoy. But another cool thing about this game is it introduces Bowser Jr., which was interesting because you hadn't seen the Koopa kids around since Super Mario World. But this was a completely new character, and I remember when he was revealed, I was like initially disappointed because I was like, "Oh man, I like the Koopa kids."
Yeah.
I didn't want them to be replaced by Bowser Jr., but I feel like he fit the role in this. And I mean, it's of course Peach gets kidnapped again. You have to save her. But all in all, and I'll just shout out to Rampage says I may lose my Nintendo man card on this one, but I've never played Mario Sunshine.
Yeah, that's what we were
If you
talking
like
about a minute ago. As I was saying that, I played it and I got a real Odyssey vibe off of it.
if you like Odyssey and you like Mario 64, definitely give it a shot because I know that Mario Sunshine it got good reviews
Mm-hmm.
that I played this game with of it. And I was never quite sure why because like is it as good as Mario 64? No. But it's still a fun Mario game. And I know we've both mentioned this before. There's something special about playing a Mario game.
Oh yeah,
I love the Zelda franchise. It's my all-time favorite. The Sonic games are a lot of fun, but there's something that Nintendo magic that we talk about is especially prevalent in Mario games. And I don't know if it's just they put that little extra TLC on it because
mm.
it's their golden goose, but
Well, you know what does it for me with Mario Sunshine, that it does so well is that element of the 3D Mario games where you're trying to like get all the stars and the coins and all that stuff, and you'll be in this level and you'll see like a coin or something like, you know, way up somewhere, or that some tricky place to get to, so you've got to like go around everywhere and just try to figure out how to get the hell up there to get whatever it is you're going for. And that this game is like all that. Trying
yeah.
to just traverse all these crazy contraptions and like, just crazy level design.
Well, the cool thing too, because Flood actually adds that extra dynamic because
Yeah.
you have three different nozzles that you get for the flood. You have the normal one where you can essentially hover in the air. Then you have what's essentially a rocket launcher, so you can get up to really high points. But my personal favorite is the one that makes you run on water.
Yeah.
I don't remember the actual name of it, but you essentially like it makes you run so fast that you run on water.
Yeah.
And it's a really really cool dynamic. I like Mario Sunshine. I don't know why people that I went to school with didn't like it.
It
And
was just
if you look at
different.
the reception, it was pretty acclaimed by everybody. One Up gave it an A. IGN gave it a 9.4 out of 10. Nintendo Life 9 out of 10. Nintendo Power gave it a perfect 10. I don't know if I would go that high, but still, it's a fun addition to the Mario franchise, and I don't know if it's the game itself or it's the fact that the GameCube went a long time without really being recognized because a lot of people credit the GameCube as being the start of Nintendo's like decline into their period of mediocrity that they'd be
I
in
don't
for a
think
while.
so, dude. The GameCube was such an underrated console. It had so many good games for it.
Oh, I agree.
And, I really honestly like as much throwback stuff as they did in Mario Odyssey. I'm surprised they didn't have, a couple of levels, especially with the island levels with the flood
Hmm.
device. Like I think that would should be something that should kind of be part of Mario canon. Like in the next 3D game, have Mario have the flood for a couple of levels.
Yeah, or even one of the worlds be you go back to Isle Delfino,
Yeah,
and when you
exactly.
and when you get there, the flood's waiting for you,
Hmm.
and you have to use it in order to complete the objectives. And like you can't take it out with you, but having the flood be like an exclusive for that world,
Yeah,
I think would be kind of fun.
I think so too. I think they should add it. That should definitely be a level in the next 3D Mario game.
Yeah, but this was a lot of fun to go back and play, and it's got a little bit of sentimental value for me because I used to keep a GameCube at my grandparents' house when we would go over and have lunch on Sundays. I had three younger cousins who were several years younger than me, but they would watch me play this game and they would give like commentary for me on it. So it was
Ah, come on, Discord. Don't do this now.
like the all this stuff.
Whoa, that was
It was
weird.
fun, and to me, I felt
you
what happened.
you just completely stopped. I didn't hear anything, and then when you came back, you were all like super fast. So it was like the internet catching up. That was weird. They're like you were
Let me
the
rewind that.
you were the micro machines guy for like a
Yeah.
second there. That was
Let me
awesome.
rewind that. So another cool thing about this game is I felt like it was the first Mario, and I use Mario specific because I count Luigi's Mansion, but I kind of don't. When you think of the earlier Mario games, you don't really think of story
Yeah.
or plot. You just kind of are thrown in and you're like, "Hey, run to the end of the level or fight Bowser."
Mhm.
But this actually delves into some plot points. And as I mentioned, Mario, Peach, and a couple of others go on vacation. Mario gets framed for defacing the island. I like stuff like that. I like that they added that story element. And there was a little bit in Luigi's Mansion where Mario was kidnapped, but I felt like this was the first Mario game that really expanded upon a story. Because if you really think about it, even with Mario 64, you show up to Peach's castle and you're like, oh, she's kidnapped again, gotta go save her.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. But I dig that about this game, and I think that's another aspect that is kind of overlooked when it comes to the significance of Mario Sunshine.
I think this game would be ripe for not a remake, but just a remastering.
Well, you know, with all the Mario games that are rumored to be remastered, isn't this one of them?
Is oh, that's right. I completely forgot about that. I think it is.
I would get a remastered Mario Sunshine in a heartbeat. Like if you
Absolutely.
had Sunshine with the Odyssey type of look, day one purchase.
And give me a Wind Waker remaster. Nintendo.
Now what they should do, because they remastered it for the Wii U, but they should just port that to the Switch, because I think I was one of like 3 people who
Yeah,
owned a
I
Wii U.
forgot that they did that. Yeah, I never owned a Wii U. So yeah, if you yeah, give me some more Zelda. I still have to play oh crap, what's it called? Link's
Link's Awakening.
Awakening. I still got to play that. Hmm.
It's like I was telling you the other day. I love Breath of the Wild, but with Link's Awakening, it was nice to go back and play a traditional top-down, go through dungeons type of Zelda game,
Yeah.
and it looks great.
Hmm.
It's such a fun game. Like you would love it. Like it's very Link to the Past esque.
See, I see it in the store all the time, and I want to get it, but and I'm like, should I just wait till there's a sale? But that's the thing is like Nintendo never puts anything on sale ever.
Yeah.
I'm sure if they could get away with it, they would still be charging $50 for NES games in the store if they could get away with it.
Oh, I'm sure. That's Nintendo for you.
Yeah.
But no, this game was a lot of fun to go back and play, and I wish that more people talked about it and gave it the credit that it deserves.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, it was critically acclaimed, but there were people who weren't as big of fans of it. But
Yeah.
I I enjoy it, and I don't think the flood was just a gimmick. Like I think it actually added to the gameplay, much like I thought Cappy did with Mario Odyssey. Like I had no issue with that
Yeah.
whatsoever.
I mean, there were people that had
But
problems with that too, but then again, like, dude, it's a Mario game. It's supposed to have weird weapons and power ups and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's what Mario's all about. It's a dude who eats mushrooms and stomps on turtles. Like, really?
yeah, and you're looking for logic
Yeah,
in that.
there's no logic there.
Like just do what I do, just get sucked into it and just have fun.
Exactly.
Because I was mentioning the Mario magic, because no other game franchise can literally make me feel like I'm a kid again like Mario can.
Mm-hmm.
Zelda doesn't do that, but Mario does.
Absolutely.
But all in all, I think I would give this game, I'd say a solid 9.
Yeah, I'd say it's up there. I would probably give it about an 8, 8.5. So
Yeah.
I think we meet in the middle, 8.5.
Yeah. No,
Because
like
like I
eight and a
said,
half, 9ish to me.
Because, like I said, I played it not too long ago. I mean, I didn't do like a whole playthrough, but I did because my girlfriend was playing it, and I had to get her past a couple of certain levels, and I forgot how good that game, like how good it felt to play, like especially with that controller. Man, that was the best controller Nintendo ever made, man.
My favorite controller of all time, like of
So
any
good.
console.
I would use that controller for everything. Like if I could hook it up
Well,
to the PS4, I would do that.
well, when you have small hands like I do, it fits like perfectly in my
Yeah.
hands. It's fantastic.
Well, you know, you
But if you
got
haven't
big
played it,
meat hooks like these. It feels good, you know.
but no, go play Mario Sunshine. Like if you have a GameCube and you can only have 5 games, this has got to be one of them.
Oh yeah,
I'd highly, highly recommend it. And thank you to, once again, thank you to the patrons over at patreon.com/nerdcaveretro for voting this. It was a lot of fun to go back and play. Like I had almost forgotten how good of a game this really was, because I had played it, I think about a year ago, and I just played through it very briefly. I think I got to the second world. It was just something that I played for like a few hours,
Yeah.
and that was really it. But it was nice to go back and really get into this game.
Yeah. For my review next week, I'm going to do the original Mega Man because I started playing it on stream last Sunday, and everybody was joining me, watching me play that game badly, and so I'm going to try to finish it this weekend. I'm kind of scared because I got all the way up to where I was just about to get to that big yellow bastard that you got to fight that goes from side to side, and
Oh,
not.
the Yellow Devil.
Yeah, the
Is that
yellow
what he's called?
devil, and I'm not looking forward to that fight at all. Not at
I've got
all.
all the faith.
Yeah, it's a good game though. Still holds up like crazy, but I still got to say I love the later Mega Man games, especially when they added in, the slide and all that kind of stuff. So it's missing a lot of stuff because it is the original Mega Man, but at the same time, it's like all the elements are there. It's just God, it's so freaking hard. It's like it's Nintendo hard.
It's crazy to think that you've never reviewed the original Mega Man.
Well, I don't know. Like I'm gonna get into it next week. Mega Man 2 was I don't remember. I remember distinctly uh, renting Mega Man 2 numerous times. I never bought it, but I did rent it numerous times. And I don't remember if I rented the original Mega Man because of Mega Man 2 and how much I liked it, or if I played Mega Man first and didn't like it, and that was why it took me a while to rent Mega Man 2.
Yeah.
Because I remember not really liking the original Mega Man, but I was in love with Mega Man 2. But I don't remember kind of what the direction was there for how I got into part 1.
Yeah.
I do
No, I
remember
look
that
forward
box
to it.
art was terrible though. That's going to be a
Yeah.
point of a point I'm going to bring up next week. Man, that box art is awful. What were they thinking?
Looks nothing like the actual game.
I'm going to say that's probably the worst box art of all time. Hands down. Can you think of anything else that has worse box art than that?
Off the top of my head, no.
It's terrible. It looks
I'll tell
like
you what I'll do.
it looks like what a ninth grade stoner would like draw on his like folder and at lunch in ninth grade.
What I'm gonna do for next week's show, I'm gonna find like the 5 worst video game
Yes,
box arts, and we'll talk about it on the
do
show.
that, and we'll compare them as we go through the game.
Yeah.
Because I can't think of any other ones. I mean, I know there are, but man, I don't think there's anything as bad as the original Mega Man. Honestly.
You'd be hard pressed to find something that's worse, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some Google searches this week.
Yeah. Well, to give a little bit of a extended preview, so after your next review, I'll be doing the other winner in the Patreon poll. I will be reviewing the original Crash Bandicoot. I've
Oh,
reviewed
nice.
the collection, and then I reviewed Crash Bandicoot 2, a while back on the show, but I've never reviewed the original one, so that will be what I do. I'm going to play the non-remastered Crash Bandicoot just to get the full authentic feel.
Oh, that's cool. Fantastic. So we got Mega Man next week, and then the original Crash Bandicoot week after that. So hope you're
Yep.
looking forward to that, people. And definitely come by Sunday right here at twitch.tv/JayFunktastic and hang out with me at 4 p.m. Central. I'm going to be playing the original Mega Man, and you can hang out with everybody laughing at me in the chat room because I'm so terrible at it. But that's the thing. I'm so bad at the game, but then eventually always end up finishing them at some point. So I'm gonna finish Mega Man if it kills me this weekend.
I like to think you do it just for the audience's entertainment.
Yeah, I do.
And I give you credit for it.
That's the only reason I play and that's like my catchphrase is why do I do this to myself? Because it's crazy. These games are made by masochists, man. Like why would you do this to a child? I was 10 playing this. I was 10 years old playing these games, and they're like, make me want to throw the controller through the wall.
Different time, my friend.
Yep. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. So, Derek, is there anything else you would like to tell the people before we leave tonight?
Yeah, I've got plugs. So those who
No, don't do this, Discord. We're almost done.
if you want to go over,
Ah, ah.
that is not a fan of me today.
Yeah, start over because you're
Am I still
good right
frozen?
now. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So search The Jagged Show on YouTube, where I will be facing off against award-winning comedy writer Wally Phelps in pro wrestling trivia at 9 p.m. So as we record this in 20 minutes, we will be deciding who wins the big gold belt. Hopefully that Brandon Rutledge will provide.
Yes.
And then this Sunday, after you watch Jason conquer Mega Man, head over to the Derek Diamond Experience Facebook page, where I'll be doing my second live interview. So I did one this past Sunday and actually had quite a bit of fun with it and had a good turnout. I'll be not reviewing, but I'll be interviewing actor, writer, director Mike Mayhall, who's actually up for an Emmy for his show Bronx SIU, and the Emmys are actually this Friday, so I could be interviewing a new Emmy award winner.
Fantastic.
And if not, then we'll have fun with it anyway. So he's originally from New Orleans, so he's a locally based actor who's had some good success. So
awesome.
We'll be chatting about his career and hopefully an Emmy win. That'll be this Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time at facebook.com/DDiamondPodcast.
And for myself, be right here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for a new edition of the Open Micers podcast, where we're going to be talking to actor Jason Edwards, who you have seen in Preacher, CSI. He's been in a lot of stuff. And he was also in a little movie called Monsters Anonymous. And he was the producer of Monsters Anonymous as well. So join us tomorrow night where we talk with Jason Edwards, and we're going to do our top 5 favorite Nintendo games. We always like to do a top 5 with our guests, and that was what he wanted to do. So I was like, I'm down with that. And we're doing that right here, 7 p.m. tomorrow night, Thursday night, right here on my Twitch channel. And then, like Derek said, I'll be back here at 4 o'clock Central on Sunday to play Mega Man badly, so you can join me for that. And I think that's just about it. Anything else before we go this evening?
Real quick, for those who live in Pensacola, tomorrow night, or tonight if you're listening to this, the day it comes out on the download, I'll be hosting 90s Trivia at Blue Wahoo Stadium. Come out. We have drink specials, $2 beers. Can't beat that. So... And then on Saturday at 7 p.m., we'll be showing Sonic the Hedgehog here at Blue Wahoo Stadium. Tickets are only $5. So come on out. You can sit in a seat. You can sit on the field. Sit wherever you want and watch the biggest surprise movie of 2020.
Yeah, go have as much fun and drink as much as you can, because it looks like Florida's going to be walled off in the next few weeks.
We're just going to cut the state off of the rest of the U.S. and we're just going to be our own island.
Yeah, you're going to be like New York in Escape from New York. It's just going to be like, no one goes there.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's funny. But if you would like to email us, you can email us at nerdcaveretro@gmail.com. We are at nerdcaveretro.com. We're on Instagram and Twitter at nerdcaveretro, and individually at JayFunktastic and at Derek_Diamond. And we're on Facebook at facebook.com/nerdcaveretro. We are also on Patreon at patreon.com/nerdcaveretro, where you can go throw us a couple of bucks a month to keep the lights on over here, and keep us over that $50 level, so we can keep doing the commentary tracks for you every month. And if you can't do that, can't throw us a buck, we understand. Times are hard. Leave us a review wherever fine podcasts are given away for free. So Derek, please tell them what it's all about. If you can, because Discord is not being friendly. May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce.
You blew it!
Well, I had to do the end tag for you because you Discord
Son
was
of a
not being
bitch.
friendly.
I think it's the Wi-Fi here. If I
It's
have to
got to
be
be because
honest.
everything's working perfectly on this end. Like I've got a nice big green bit rate, 927 kilobytes per second going into Twitch, and so everything's fine here. And Rampage, I sent you a whisper with that Humble Bundle link in there.
Yeah, it's definitely me because on Discord, like my connection is green, but I'm at right now 87 megabytes per second.
Yeah,
So that was me.
I would have given it to Sergeant Sketch, but he said he didn't have a Switch, so I ended up giving it to Rampage.
I gotcha.
And so yeah, we'll have more stuff to give away, especially soon. We should have a copy of Retro Mania Wrestling coming up whenever that drops. And I think it's coming out. It's supposed to be coming out next month. I don't know. They don't have a release date, but they said it was supposed to be like the 9th or something like that, somewhere around there. So hopefully we'll get some codes from that to give away. I'm excited to play that. We should I should get my Switch hooked up to be able to be streamed so we can stream it and play each other over Twitch. That would be fun.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we could also do a co-review of it.
Absolutely. That's what I planned on doing. Because this could, I know we're both going to get a kick out of it.
Yeah,
but
I'm excited for it.
But I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. I know you only got a few more minutes before the trivia thing starts, so I'll be soon as I get done with all this, I'll jump over there and watch some.
Okay, sounds good.
Have a good night, my friend, and thank you everybody for watching. Well, I'll come back tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, for the Open Micers podcast. Love you guys. Goodbye.